Hi, this is Aki from Songs I Teach. Today we're going to learn A7 to play Bill Withers' Use Me. Let's get right to it. A7 is first finger on the second fret, fourth string. Second finger is on the second fret of the second string. And that's it. We're going to take our right hand, strum 5 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Now have a look at your left hand. Try to kind of take a mental image, mental picture of it so that you remember how it looks, how it sounds. Let go, maybe shake it out. And let's grab it again. First finger on the second fret of the fourth string. Second finger on the second fret of the second string. I'm going to strum 5 strings on a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome job. So what's cool about this chord is that it has a little similarity to the D chord. So you take the 2 fingers that are down and have them jump down 1 string like this. And then add a 3rd finger. Voila. So it's almost like having a pivot note. It's a little cheat, a little life hack into more efficiently switching to a D chord. So let's do a little exercise practicing between A7 and D for practice. 4 beats on A7 and 4 beats on D. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, D chord. 2, 3, A7. 2, 3, D chord. 2, 3, A7. Very good. Now, I'd like you to take a close look at my first 2 fingers. It's as if they're frozen, my first 2 fingers, or glued in this position, this A7 position. Because all I have to do is move this frozen fingers down 1 string like this. Now this is in direct contrast to moving 1 finger and then the other finger. We want to be efficient in our movement, so we move both of them together. So let's do the same exact exercise again. A7 to D. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Great job. Now, let's move on to playing Bill Withers' Use Me. Goes from E minor to A7. E minor to A7. E minor, of course, is a 6-string chord. Switch right over to A7 and it's a 5-string. And the way I want you to strum the pattern with your right hand is in what's called quarter note durations. Now, quarter note, to me, is probably the simplest strumming pattern because it's on every single beat. So notice I count to 4 every time before we start. 1, 2, 3, 4. I simply want you to play every time the numbered beat happens. So, for instance, I'll play quarter note durations on E minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can tell, this is starting to become a dense strumming pattern. There's a lot of chord. Let's hear it on A7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's take a look at the song. It's 1 measure of E minor and 1 measure of A7. Now notice these 4 strumming patterns within every measure. These are the aforementioned quarter notes. Now quarter notes look like this, or sometimes they look like a little circle filled in with a line. It looks like a little tadpole, actually. They're both quarter notes. Let's try it very, very slowly. E minor to A7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. Back to E minor. Switch. Back to E minor. And switch. And on E minor. Very nice. Now what's very important about that exercise is to keep a very steady rhythm with your right hand. Try playing along with me, but if it's a little too fast, feel free to slow it down using that knob on the settings. And this will allow you to play very, very steadily. Now let's play along with Bill Withers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great job. Now if you master that and you want a pretty big challenge, I'm going to show you how to play the riff. It sounds like this. Now that may seem intense, but let's just take one note at a time. It starts off on the 0th fret of the 4th string. Next note is a 2nd fret of the same string. But notice those two notes are connected by a little frowny face. This is what's called a hammer-on. It's a type of an articulation that you pluck the 0, but you create the note, the 2nd fret note, by the sheer force of the 1st finger slamming down into the 2nd fret like this. So even though there are two notes written, you only pluck one, and then you use the force of your finger of your left hand to produce the next note. Let's move on to the next note, which is open 3rd string, 0 3rd string, coming back to the 2 we were just at on the 4th string. So far, gonna carry on. 0, 2, 0, 2, 0 of the 4th string. Now we've got a brand new one coming up. 4th fret of the 5th string. And I'd like you to do it with your 3rd finger like this. And the last note of the phrase is back to the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Entire first phrase. There it is. Now the second phrase is exactly the same thing, but then there's a little extra something, something, something at the end there. 2, 3, 4 on the 5th string. So this is the second phrase. Now when you're practicing this, I suggest you learn how to sing the rhythm in your head. This Bill Withers riff is pretty sophisticated in rhythm, but if you're able to sing da 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 ba 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 da da ba in your head, it's going to be much easier to translate that into your fingers. So let's try playing the entire thing. 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4. Very good. Let's try playing along with Bill. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how you play Bill Withers' Use Me using the A7 chord.